And developing this morning, one person is in the hospital here in Albuquerque, barely alive right now after getting hit by a car last night. The crash happened on Central and 61st Street Northwest just before 10. Police tell us the pedestrian was not in a crosswalk when a car going west on Central slammed into the person. Officers say the pedestrian was badly hurt and may not survive. We will have an update for you, hopefully later today.
And as you head out to work this morning, here's some food for thought for you. It's really cool. It's a visual animation of what the Paseo I-25 interchange could look like in just a few years. We got a hold of this animation from the Department of Transportation showing what $93 million in improvements can do to a problem-plagued intersection. If you're going north on I-25, you can take a flyover to Paseo, and if you're going east or west on Paseo and you want to go south toward downtown, well, just hop on some of the turn lanes.
This design, you stop at this location, but then you stay on the right lane and you don't go through this signal. You have your own lane in a loop and you go down on I-25 south.
Well, construction is supposed to start by the end of this year. It'll take at least a few years to get done. That is what they call progress. What is now up to Albuquerque's Mayor R.J. Berry to pick a replacement for a city councilman who quit on Tuesday. Michael Cook resigned just a day after he got picked up accused of drinking and driving, and that was right after Cook announced he was going to run for re-election later this year. Police say he failed field sobriety tests and he blew more than a .08, which is a legal limit on a breathalyzer. Cook says he believes in personal accountability, and that's why he is stepping down now.
Torrance County Manager Joy Ainsley has pleaded not guilty to 10 felony charges filed against her. Ainsley is facing 4 counts of fraud, 5 counts of making a false public voucher, and 1 count of conspiracy. She's accused of using taxpayer money to help out a friend, Chris Valdez, the owner of a construction company that has done a lot of work for the county. Together, the two are accused of inflating change orders on those jobs and bilking the county out of $750,000. Valdez is facing similar charges. Ainsley remains the county manager as of right now. The search is on for the killer of 2 Texas prosecutors, or the killers, I should say, that has expanded now to New Mexico and other nearby states. The FBI is advertising a $200,000 reward in the case. The messages are now on digital billboards like this one right here in Albuquerque. Assistant District Attorney Mark Haas of Kaufman County, just east of Dallas, was gunned down in late January. Then last weekend, someone killed his boss, which was the DA, and his wife in their house.
Governor Susana Martinez and others are now hoping more businesses and jobs could be on their way to New Mexico. Yesterday, she signed the bills that lower taxes on corporations to make the state more competitive with our neighbors. The bill also increases incentives movies and TV shows get that are shot in the state.
The one that preserves the predictability of the budget cap while giving a larger incentive to longer-term TV productions that shoot in New Mexico.
Well, the Roundhouse passed the tax cuts in the last hour of the last day of this year's legislative session. Well, this morning, New Mexico Attorney General Gary King is set to talk about human trafficking at a big summit. Albuquerque Mayor R.J. Berry is also going to be there, along with Dr. Lois Lee, who has worked with people involved in human trafficking, basically victims of it. We'll also be there to hear what they have to say. 18,000 people, including women and kids, are smuggled into the U.S. every year to become sex and labor slaves. Elizabeth?
Santa Fe County Sheriff deputies seized more than 50 dogs from a woman in Edgewood this week. The animals are being held at the Santa Fe Animal Shelter, but it is now so overcrowded that they are asking for your help. And to make matters worse, the shelter cannot adopt the dogs out, and they cannot put them in foster homes because the animals are considered evidence. The shelter needs people to adopt the animals who are not part of the case so they can open up some space.
If you're thinking about adopting a dog, now's the time. We really need the space. We have lots of great dogs, and it would be a super help from the community if they could come in and find that special dog in the next few days.
Shelter officials say that some of the animals may end up in other shelters, but they still need supplies and support from the community. For now, charges are pending against the woman, Deborah Clopton. She is a former veterinarian whose license was suspended last year.